Well, hello everyone, welcome to the stream and welcome to the channel and welcome to yet another video. I hope you guys all had a great Christmas. It's been a little bit over a week since my last one, so let's just get right into it, shall we? Well, we're kind of continuing on this guy right here, that's him. We are working on the Valkerie VF-1S Variable Strike Fighter by Bandai from the show Robotech, or if you're from Japan you might remember it as Macross, animated TV series. This is what we got. And so as you can see here, ignore the little dragster engines and tires. Let's just pretend those aren't here. Okay, we're working on this guy here as airplanes take off. That's a Valkyrie taking off in the background there. No, really. So we've got this guy pretty much ready to be put together, but we're not quite ready yet. Okay, so we've got the main fuselage, at least the upper part of the fuselage ready. We have these two guys. They're going to go on the inside here. And then we have our intakes and exhaust assemblies, both left and right, like this, okay, and then the exhausts on this end, okay, that's all ready to go, okay. So we got to go to the next step of the book because we just finished doing one of these last time, okay. So we flip her over and we've got this done. This is still the same part. We finished all these little bits, closed it all up, and it's finished now. So now we have to work on what could be considered his central fuel tank, or maybe you could call it his central weapon pod that goes on the underbelly of the aircraft. You know, those old F-4 Phantom IIs never came with a machine gun, but afterwards they actually mounted a machine gun pod underneath the center of the plane, right? As like a retrofit kind of thing. So that's going to be step number 8 here, and we're going to build this today. So it's basically everything off of our J tree, and I'm going to change the camera so you can get a better look at what I'm doing. So let's change that now. Boom, ba-da-boom. Here we go. So we're going to be going in this little section here, building this. That out, get my razor file, I'm going to need a knife. Okay, off of our J tree, this one here, basically just about everything. You need this and this and this and this and this and this, yeah, a whole bunch of everything. So 22, 17, 13, 15, 21, everything. Those two pieces, we need this guy here, that guy there. We need J15 and 13. Here's 15, this little guy here. That there. And 13 is the nose. This is a little strange how it's looking. And we're going to need a decal. There we go. Okay, yep, that's it. That's all we need for that. This almost looks like it's like a hand grip of some sort for a gun. So that's why I know this becomes his gun, his weapon, his main weapon when he's in robot mode, but why I'm not using that, I don't know. Anyway, let's get these pieces cleaned up, shall we? They did do a nice job of making sure the nub marks are minimal, so you don't really see them. Well, they are there, just a little bit. They are there. I know they're there. And that's what makes me tempted to paint this thing, just to get rid of that nub mark. Dark gray plastic, you know, the nubs show easily. And yeah, it's unfortunate, but they are there. Which is why, you know, the professional, like the Gundam guys, those professional guys you see on YouTube, they really do an outstanding job at making sure the nubs are just gone. They spend a lot more time on these than I ever would. This one's going to be hidden, so I'll just cut that off so it's nice and flush. Doesn't matter how pretty it looks. This one's all about making sure it fits right. Next piece. Got this nub here. And this guy, or I said nose when I took this off the sprue, but after looking at it for a second, it's like, no, this is actually the tail. The tail end of it, not the nose. Because in my mind I'm thinking, okay, futuristic weapon, it's probably a laser of some sort. But it's not. And finally, this little guy. I don't think I really need to do anything except just make sure it's going to fit. And that should be good enough. Okay, let's put her together. So we're going to take this side here, and we're going to put this guy inside. I have this guy, do I have him upside down? Trying to make sure I'm lining this up properly here. No, this is correct. So this guy, he's going to go in right there. Like that. So this will be able to come out like that, or go in like that. Okay, so we're just going to leave it like this for now. Like that. We're going to take our tail piece. We're going to put our two pieces together. So, okay, and then we're going to put it in here. You can put it in all the way if you like. That works. And then we're going to make a sandwich. I did not clean up my nub mark on that. I missed nubs. Yeah, that's right. Missed cleaning this one up. And I did the same on this side. I need to clean that up. Okay. Back to making our sandwich. There we go. Sandwich has been made. And then we're going to put our little nose piece on. Now they're showing me this has to go certain directions. You got a couple little notches in there that need to fit in those little things. So just like that. And then we have a decal number 14. This little red one. Oh, that's going to go over our little sight here. They've got little notches in it so that to go over this. Just try and get it centered on here. And straight. As straight as I can. Just kind of work it over. It's not a perfect thing. I mean, it's be a lot better to actually paint this on, because that just looks a little cheesy, right? That'd be better to actually paint that rather than putting a decal on. I mean, it's a nice solution. It's a nice option. I'm not going to keep that. Just looks too toyish, so let's get rid of that. Looks too much like a toy. Something you'd buy at Walmart in the toy department. Okay, so this is our gun. Now this thing does slide out like that. Okay. I think that other piece is supposed to go here, but they just haven't shown me yet. Okay, now it looks like we're going to do some assembly here of all our pieces. So, we're going to grab the fuselage. And I've discovered something that I've probably done. With the way we also have the head slash sensor slash little cannons on there. This has to be put on, but it's supposed to go, they're showing me a little slot, a hole that it's supposed to go in here, but I don't see it. So maybe I have something incorrect here. Like, what am I supposed to do with this thing, which has now just come out of here? How is this supposed to go? Because the head is supposed to go into this little into that down in there. So what is this doing then? They're not really showing me. Unless it gets tucked in behind that. See, this has some play in it, right? We can do this. Maybe this is supposed to go down. Put this back in. Can I tuck it down below it? You see, I know this thing will do that. There we go. Hey, there we go. I got it. I got it. Okay, so back to this. Oops. This guy is going to go down in there, and that's going to be a really tight fit. So let's rotate these up so that I can actually get it in there. See, he's got a little bit of movement in his neck, not a lot, but he's got some. Doesn't really want to get in the hole very well. Let's see. Let's try this. A lot of this has so much low. There we go. Okay. I can get that ball to snap in there. There we go. Yes. We're in. We are in. Okay. And these rotate forward again. Like so. Lined up. That's the difference between a model kit and this thing, where you've got a lot of moving parts. Okay, so this is done. So we're going to go to this step. I need to get J18. And J18 is, it's 23, 18 right here. Okay, J18, and that's going to go, we got to grab these two things. They show J18 in this orientation. They show it kind of in between and getting lined up. These two kind of go together like this. But how is this? Oh, I understand. It goes like this. There's a little groove right there. That this just kind of gets sandwiched in between the two. Here, get those oriented correctly, and they're going to go on these two pieces here, right here and here. It might be easier to put the two together after they're pushed in here, but we're going to try doing them both at the same time. We can get them lined up. One's in. They're both in. Okay. There we go. That was good. And there's those. And that's it for this page. We're going to flip her over. Flip the page. Next step, I'm going to move my little dragster engines here. Get them out of the way. Okay, our engines. We're going to put them in on each side now. So, we have this, but that's not really showing me how it attaches. Let's do this side here. It doesn't show me how it attaches in there. They showed this little T, that's got to go right here. But then what about this guy? Do I just take that off? They don't even show me. But there's no way this is going to go in anywhere. That's literally going to interfere with the head. So this has to come off like that. And then get everything lined up here. We have to line this thing up. So we have the T going here, and then this little notch right here is going to line up with that little pin right there. So we want our leg, because this is kind of bendable and you've got some flex, you got to try and get it as straight as you can. They're kind of lined up where it's supposed to go. Not too far, no, right there. There we go. All right. And then the back. Let's pull our wing out so I can see. There we go. With the wing open more, you can get your thumb in there and press to get it to line up. So there's one side done. It's unfortunate we got some pretty big panel gaps, but that's the nature of this kit. You're not going to be able to avoid that. See, again, there's no way that this big thing sticking out is going to work, so let's get rid of that. And let's get this one in. Now with the first one in, I can align things a little bit easier and get her lined up. That's front is in. This one lined up. There we go. The back is in. Okay. And we grab our weapon that we created. This guy here is going to go with this side down. And they don't give any specific. They mentioned something here which I don't know what they're saying. So let me grab Google Translate from Japanese. Let me see what they're trying to tell me here. This says insert here. So insert here. So that's telling me this little slot here goes on this little nub. So they want the middle one. There's a middle hole. Okay, that's going to go on that. That's our alignment point. Of course, it's a tight. There we go. There's our center gun pod. And then of course we have other things. They're showing me here, if you have some kind of a stand, you can use this as a stand. This will grab onto these and you can mount the plane so it's in flight on a stand. So what we do is we open, you gotta stay together. Open our wings up, and we open up our tail fins, and there we have it. There's our super white Valkerie. They show it with all the decals on already, but that is done. So they show we can open up our landing gear bays, all this fun stuff. and then they show us how to transform it into a robot, but that's not what we're doing right now. So let's get our landing gear out. Landing gear bays, it's kind of like this, this. And you kind of have to get in there if you want to get this out. These are tight, so it does take a little bit to get these out. As you can see, it's tight, so even grabbing that with these, let me try these tweezers. These got a little bit more grip on them. There we go. So, and of course, as you do this, you start pulling things apart. This is where glue comes in handy. Where gluing things makes life easier, because it does just want to, you know. And then you do things like break it off with your hand because nothing's glued together. One, two, pull this wheel out, open up this door so the wheel can come all the way forward like it's supposed to. Let's get this guy back in his little slot where he's supposed to go. And then we have the front. We've already seen the front opened a couple of times way back a long time ago when we were dealing with it, right? There we go. It's on his landing gear. Ta-da! There's our Valkerie. Okay, very similar in appearance to what might be a futuristic looking F-14 with the swept back wings, being able to sweep back. I think that's probably what the inspiration for this design was. It's probably a futuristic version of an F-14. So with some decals and panel lining on there, I think this guy would look pretty cool. But we are not done yet. Okay? Yes, we have the main guy, the main aircraft assembled, but we're definitely not finished with him yet. Okay? And I'm not going to bother with the transformation until we are all finished. This one is done. Okay? The next part of the book, it shows you going into all the detail of doing the transformation. So let me just switch back here. The next part of the book goes to all the things you need to do to transform both to the Valkerie part and to the robot mode, but we're not doing that yet because this is done. But we actually have quite a few parts off the sprues still. Obviously we got the grips. I don't know what this hand grip thing is yet. I've got a couple of other things on this particular, well, I've got one piece left on this tree right here. I don't know what that is. I've got some sort of a bracket thing on this tree. I don't know what that is. I don't know if these are just included because Bandai's made different versions of this kit. This sprue. This sprue, the A sprue, looks like it's done and I just didn't notice. I think that's finished. The B sprue, I have four more pieces of the back of his hands here, and I've got this long brown piece And I have no clue. This looks like a belt. If I didn't know better, I'd say this is a belt. And I don't know what that's all about. But yeah, there's that. Off of the F, we have again his hands and the open hands. So they do in the book, they show a pose where he's standing there, kind of holding his weapon like this, right? And so that's the hand you would just swap out his hand for the open one that's like this, because his fingers are not articulated. So you're either got a fist or you got this one open hand, and that's it, right? So we've got that option. And on this one, we have the pilot with his arms, and these 4 pieces that are redundant because we used these 4 already. So that's off the D tree. And then we have the decals, right? But, so I put everything back in here. I have this right here. This is the strike set. This turns it into a super Valkerie. Why? Because you get all the weapons and stuff. And so that's also, this is why this picture you got the 2 things, right? You see this here? Because we're also going to be doing the strike set with this guy. This is a whole separate kit that is an option for you if you want to do the turn it into a super Valkerie. And in this kit we get water slide decals, we get stickers, it's the exact same thing, and you can do the 2 different color orientations, whichever you want to do, based on the show. We have our instruction booklet and we have our sprues. Okay, so I'm going to take the decals, put them all in one box. And this is basically, it's just a continuation of the same thing, but we're basically, this is now the weapon systems. We're doing his weapons and extra engine booster kind of stuff. So we have some special sprues. We're going to get SA and SB. I don't know the SB. We need SB number 1. Okay. And I got to change the camera for you. Bing! There we go. SB number 1. And I need SA. What's this one? C. That's a SA number 8, 9, and 10. It's 11 and 12. All right. It's 8 and 9, and we've got 4 of number 10. There we go. All right. Cleanup time. Okay. Now, a lot of these parts here I might decide to paint after they're all assembled, especially these darker gray ones. I might decide to paint them because a lot of this stuff is the darker gray color, and as I've mentioned before, nub marks don't like to disappear on the dark gray stuff very well, which is why Bandai, a lot of times the darker gray colors are kind of hidden inside internal pieces. Okay, so this is going like this. This guy has a longer and shorter end, and it looks like he is going to go into this little slot. Maybe like this. Oops. Like that. Okay. And then this guy's going to, looks like he's going to stick out the end. Do I do like this? Oh, I'm supposed to do two of these. It doesn't say to do two. It doesn't tell me to do two, but I need to do two. Like that. Get in there. Do two. And my nub removal on there is terrible, so I'm going to pull these out. I need to do a better job of getting rid of that nub. It's very visible. When those things are drawing attention to this area and there's a ugly looking nub, what's wrong with my fingers? Side. Again, it's another reason why I'm thinking I should paint this. Come on. Cooperate with me here. Okay, now we'll make a sandwich. Snaps together. See, there we go. We've got two of them in there. The nubs are removed and it looks pretty. So there we go. Okay, so that one's done. Bing. Do the same thing again. Except different parts. Two of these going. And now we need SA2 and 1, which are going to be these two. Same things, just opposite end of the sprue tree. And of course we need that one piece, SB number 1 again. I'm guessing SB number 1 is going to be an integral part of getting this thing to attach somewhere, right? So yeah, it's not much. You don't have to worry about cleaning other than this side, where of course they put two nubs, but it's okay. this side, let's see if I can get this nub nicely removed. It's about the same as the other. Nothing any different. Hear that squeaking? That's because the plastic is getting polished by the razor file. That's a better nub remover. Yeah, that's how you do it. If you do happen to press too hard with the razor file, you will scratch the plastic. Okay, so that's the trick. You don't want to just use so much brute force that you're scratching the plastic. You want to use just enough to get it done right. See, I didn't get it in there good enough. Filing at different angles helps a lot too. Sometimes you just can't get in there, and so as much as I file away at it, I'm really just filing away different spots and not getting the actual nub. So yeah, okay, back to this. We're gonna get this in here like that. Snap that in. Get our two guys. Oh, we got nubs clean here. Our little rockets or whatever that we're putting in here. The nubs removal is just to make sure they fit. Get in your slot, please. There you go. Okay. Make a sandwich. And there we go. See, I did a terrible job getting rid of that nub, so I'm going to do that now. Looking at how nicely the other one did, and then this side looks like crap. There we go. Okay, so these two are made. Next, we're going to take SA13. Where are you? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 15, 16, 13. SA13, and we need SB number 3. That's all these little guys. Do. And we need 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. 1. 2. And 3. Now I'm going to need SB number 10, so I might as well grab that. Looks like I need 2 of them. There's SB 10. There's a slightly bigger. So I'll just put them here. Here. Okay, and then I need SC number 5. SC is this guy, and number 5 is this big one here. I got this one held on with some pretty big attachment points. So I'm going to try and clean up these nubs as best as I can. Right on the edge, so that should be able to file right down to nothing and disappear. It's nice when they put it right on a very thin edge, so it disappears nicely. There we go, that looks good on that. Same with this one, it's right on the edge. It's nice. Just a tiny little nub on the edge. Every other surface. There, we got another one right on the edge. Thank you very much, Bandai. That is fantastic. I love that. This one, who gives a crap? Okay, so we got these little guys, and they go into these little 3 slots. So it's a little bit hard to manipulate, and if you don't clean your nubs properly on these, they won't fit proper. The nub is on the back side of them, so you won't really see it. I wonder, you could play some kind of a drinking game on how many times I say nub in these videos with these Bandai kits. And of course, Bandai, you know, these things do press in and they hold, they stay pretty good, but I mean, do you need to glue them? Probably not. Over the course of time, could you lose them and not even realize it? Yep. So, am I tempted to glue them? Sometimes. As long as they seat and they feel kind of snug, as long as there's a bit of a tight fit, then I'm confident they'll stay. Some of these little parts, you know, when they go in and it's just like, dunk, and they just kind of drop in, I don't have a lot of confidence that they're going to stay. You know, especially when it comes to like final assembly and applying decals and painting or something like that. Yeah, my confidence on whether the piece is actually going to stay where it belongs. Okay, so we've got our 3 little guys in there now. Okay. And then it's going to go right here. These 2 are going to go like this so that it lines up like so. Like that. So you have that. You know, why didn't they just mold this as one piece? They could have easily molded it as one and put in a scribed a panel line instead of really making it a literal 2-piece thing. Whatever. We have our 2 number 10s that need to go on each side here. Going to make me break out my file to clean that off. Okay. So one on each side. Just like that. And one right there. I recognize these as the side leg pieces on the Transformers toy Jetfire. His obviously were red and not this kind of a darkish blue-gray. Okay, so that's that one. That's done. We're going to do the same thing but for the other side. So we need all the same pieces. Same things. There's one. Two. Go. Silent for the minute there, and now that I want to talk, airplanes went off, taken off. Just kind of thinking, you know, this is just more of the same thing. It's just the other side. There's not really much to go on about. These ones do look like they're a little bit directional. I don't know if I got these ones correct or not, and it doesn't look like I did. So I'm going to do it correctly on this side, and we're going to see what they actually look like. So I might wind up having to pull out the other ones, which is a good thing. They're not glued in, right? So when you make a mistake, you can just pull it apart. Okay, so they do show you this little angle here is supposed to be facing basically this side of it. So let's make sure I have it oriented right. Put that in. This. I will double check the angles on them. And I'll compare the two sides. last one. Okay, so let's double check. I got them all the same. So maybe I fluked out and got these correct? That's the only thing I can think of, because they look exactly the same. Even the orientation inside, they're all proper. So I fluked out somehow and got all three correct. What are the odds of that? So there we go. Those are two sides. Bing and bang. Okay. So I'm going to finish up this page and then we're going to call it a day. Okay. I'm going to finish this. This is what we're calling the BPO-1OMS/RCS, whatever the heck that means. So let's see here. We got SC number 11, 12, and 13 off of the SC tree. Number 11 and 13. There. Let's just fling that over there. And I need number 12. This guy here. Okay, I'm going to put those together. We also need 10, 14, and the other 12. So 10 and 14 are going to go together. We don't want to mix them up. So I'm going to put them down over here. Make sure those two go together. Okay. We're going to need 17, 18, but we'll get to those in a minute. That one. There's that one. Let's get our number 12s cleaned up. Unfortunately, I got a stress mark on this one. So, oh, I cleaned up. Yay! I didn't think I was going to be able to clean that. But I got it. Thank you. I'm about to drop it. There's one. Let's get this one clean. I'm not sure why sometimes Bandai chooses to put like these rounder parts like this that are just like the tip of something. They tend to mount them on the sprue with like 3 spots. And it's really not necessary. 2 is fine. I don't need to go overboard on the securing the thing on the tree. Just a little overboard, I think. Then again, I don't know. You know, maybe they do tests on how secure it's going to be, and you see that it gets broken off. I'm not sure. I know Bandai their engineering is a lot, and they make billions of dollars a year, so they definitely know what they're doing with this stuff. A lot more than I ever would. That's for sure. This is one stubborn nub. Okay. So, you can go like this. And how are they going to go? This is going to go like that. Just like that. And we're going to do the same with this one. Just like that. And we put our number 12s in. They have a little slot, so they only go one way. Doink. Just like that. Just like that. There's our two. Now we got to get SC 17 and 18. It's these two. Go. Cleanup time. Not sure which side is going to be the underside that's never seen on this, so I'll try and clean up these nubs as nice as I can. This one's being stubborn. Let's get rid of that little edge. Sometimes you just get a stress mark in the plastic and it doesn't matter what you do, you've stressed it, and so it's light colored and you just can't do anything about it. It just won't go away. Sometimes that's just life, which is why painting is always an option, right? This painting covers up a myriad of mistakes. For example, this little nub that wants to keep its little edges all full of dust. Okay, so we're going to put this guy like that. We're going to take these guys are actually going to go together. How do these guys go together? Like this? Let's put them proper. Yes. They go like that. And then looks like they go on here on this particular little axle. Put it all together. Yeehaw! Woo! Okay, and then we'll assemble this. We'll get these three pieces put together, and then I'm done for the day. SC 15, 16, and 22. And 15 and 16. All right. That one. And this one. Okay. So these simply just go like this. Just like so. And then we gotta put this guy on the back. He goes in just like that. And that's done. I'm not sure how these are connected and intertwined. I don't know. But that's it. Okay. Flip the page over. And we start doing some assembly with other parts, but we're going to be done for today. Okay? That's where I am going to call it for today, and that's going to be it. We will continue on building these weapon pods and accessories and all that fun stuff next time. But that is going to be it for me for today, guys. So I know that still, after many times reminding you guys, over 80% of you guys who watch my videos are not subscribed. And I would really appreciate it if you guys would just hit that subscribe button. That would be really awesome. And also, if you like this stuff, hit that like button. If you don't hit the like button, then how do I know whether you like it? Because not a lot of guys comment on my videos either. So, come on, talk to me, let me know what you're thinking. How do you feel about this stuff? Should I forget this Bandai stuff, or should I continue buying more Bandai kits? Let me know down in the comments below. I'd like to know how you feel about it. But those guys who do subscribe, you guys are awesome, and I really appreciate it. And thank you guys so much for all the subscriptions you guys do, and all the videos, and all you guys who do like my videos and everything. Thank you so much. You guys are really awesome. Thank you to the new followers on Twitch. A subscriber would be cool on Twitch too, but yeah, I don't blame you for not subscribing. Oh, I knocked my engine over. Careful. Yeah, so that's going to be it for today, guys, and we're going to leave it here. We will continue on with these weapons, weapon arrays next time. And yeah, so subscribe, like, leave a comment, and we'll see you all in the next one.